Yo, 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 what it do? Welcome to the block. It's your boy 305 Kane in the building.
And it's your boy DJ Reloaded.
All right, DJ Reloaded. Some new music popping out the other day. Let me hear about some of the new music that's going on out there.
Um, the first song I got, the first CD I got into today was on NLE Chopper. Just want to see, as far as his body of work for his first EP.
How you feel about that young artist?
I mean, it's definitely drill music. So it's a little bit different from like your normal hip hop. When you talk about like uh, Mick Mills and stuff like that, drill is just more hardcore. um, Shoot 'em up type of music. But I think for the most part, for him being a young MC, I think it was a decent EP. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty decent.
Right.
Um, and also we had Cameron,
Mm.
uh, Dipset.
Dip set.
uh, Cam is Cam. Cam. Definitely had bars. Definitely had good punchlines. Um, he definitely took a shot at Juju. Um,
Mm.
about seeing her with Safari made him not want her back. I'm gonna tell you right now, for me, as far as that whole situation with Juju and Cam, he messed up. Um, that's just how I basically feel about Cam in the Juju situation. And then you had Ball Greasy, 305 stand up. Ball had a pretty decent project. It wasn't what I was expecting, but Ball had some pretty decent cuts on his CD too. And then you had Gucci Man Christmas CD.
So how you feel about the ball greasy?
Ball Greasy, like I said, yeah, I just think that it wasn't what I wasn't expected. I was looking, I was hoping more or less for that Florida sound. Something with a little bounce to it, like how we do it back down in the 305. But it
But I
was
don't, but greasy, not so much of that artist though.
no more.
Not really. If you listen to he make those songs, some like on it, you'll catch one of those songs. But as far as like his body of work, he's not he's trying to be a complete artist at the same time.
You can be a complete artist, and I get that, but you still have to appeal to your fan base, right? Um,
Right.
and I think that's what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm not knocking what his project. I still think it was a clean project, but at the same time, as an artist, I feel like you want to be able to have your music played on the radio, if not the radio, a club scene, a jam, and no, I don't think you got that out of the CD.
Okay.
I mean, because one thing about what I'm saying, Miami, we support our artists.
Right.
And if an artist in Miami come out with a banger, you gonna play it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I like ignorant stuff. There's one of the songs on the album. I think that has a nice little bounce to it. So I'm not saying it's not a bad. I'm not saying it's a bad project, but it's a decent project.
Okay.
I mean, if I think back to recent projects that came out, I think I listened to the Tory Lanez and the Fabulous album before I listened to the Ball.
Mm.
That's just my opinion. And then again, you had the Gucci Christmas album. Gucci's my MVP. That's the artist. I think I think that he done put in a lot of work this year.
Mm.
Surprised to see that Gucci had a Christmas album. It was pretty decent too. You know, you had a couple songs on there with the Migos. Um, that was pretty decent as well. So those are the top albums of this week. We'll do it again next week. Depends on what's going on and who dropped the album. But Ball Greasy, NLE Chopper, Gucci Man, and Cam all put out decent projects this week.
Okay.
You know, so for the night topic, we're gonna talk about um, how to love each other better. Um, something I see. You see so many memes out there, and people post issues going on, or as far as what they're looking for, or um, what a relationship look like. That they loyal, or some females put it out there that they crazy. Um, I mean, to each his own. So we're gonna take a look at that tonight. We're gonna take a crack at it. Give our opinions for our family on Facebook. Hopefully, that y'all can chime in, give some of y'all perspectives. And this is what we're about here at the block, right? Share the knowledge, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna start with you, 305 Kane. How do you feel, or how do you think that people can love each other better?
All right, coming from me, I think it starts with communication. I think communication is top priority in every relationship. I think if you look at it from the beginning of the relationship, it started with communication. You communicated with that person. Either you text them, called them, saw them in a store somewhere, you communicated, right? And throughout that process of starting to get to court that person, y'all communicated. You know, either verbal, non-verbal, using your body language. It was some type of communication that you did to start loving each other in the first place. Now, I feel like a lot of relationships start to have issues when they start having lacking communication, either understanding, okay, because I just come from my point of view. My woman can come at me and she can spaz out on me, but if I understood sometimes of why she's spazzing out, maybe I wouldn't have some ill feelings about her being frustrated. Maybe I can understand her communication a little bit better. That's why I feel like if us as a whole in relationships, a lot of the relationships fall apart when you stop communicating with each other on the same playing field. When you start feeling a certain way towards a person, you start communicating different. You start getting that forget you factor. Forget you with this. I don't care about this. And when you start doing that, relationships fall apart.
So are you saying that communicating, as far as it breaks down when someone's, I don't know, like is being more like aggressive towards individual in a relationship? Like, I mean, you said you look.
It goes in all angles. I just feel in all angles. I feel like every situation can be worked out. Even if you agree to disagree, you work that situation out because you came to some type of solution. So I feel like every situation can be worked out. It's just all according on the communication. Now, if I'm beefing with my baby mama, right? I got a baby mama, and I'm gonna just say 90% of the time, I feel like the problem between the two counterparts is communication. This person don't want to answer the phone when you call them. They don't want to hear your voice. They don't want to talk to you. They got some type of feelings towards you. It's all communication. And instead of that person, just putting themselves aside and communicating with another person, they wouldn't.
Other than communication, is there anything else that could, help a relationship or help two individuals get along and understand each other?
Yeah, it's spending more time with each other. You spend more time with each other. Like I say, I take everything back to when you first trying to win that person over. If you repeat those same things, I feel like you keep the you keep juice in the relationship. A lot of relationships, like I say, they start to deteriorate when you stop communicating, when you stop spending that time, when you stop doing those same things that you did in the beginning to actually win that person's heart. I feel like that's what I say. You get comfortable. And when you get comfortable, you stop doing a lot of those things that won that person in the first place.
So we do got a question here. How does it work if the two aren't on the same mindset? You want to take a crack at that?
But that's where communication come in at. Even if you ain't on the same mindset, you still should be able to communicate and agree to disagree. So, like I said, it's a solution to me. I feel like to me, now everybody has their own opinion. I feel like the solution to every problem. And I feel like it's the communication that if I feel like I don't want to even hear what you got to say or understand, don't want to take time to even listen to you, then guess what? We gonna be on different mindsets. I can have my own opinion and feel my own way, but if we both agree to disagree, that means we on the same mindset.
Okay, I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. So I mean, I think
How
that
you
was
feel about
good. I mean, at first I look at it like this here, right? I think most relationships fall apart. I say 6% fault to the man, and I
it? All right.
give 40 to the woman, right? I think a lot of times we as men we get stuck in our pride, and that kill and that pride that we have, and women have pride too. But a lot of times, as a man, our pride sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
suffocate and choke our relationship, right? I mean, communication is definitely a big part of it, but a lot of times we men we lack emotions. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we don't do the small things like compliment our woman, let them know they beautiful, let them know they all that time they spun in the mirror wasn't for nothing. We recognize you, you know. Um, it takes nothing but a couple seconds to recognize your woman when she step out that bathroom, getting ready to go to work, getting ready to go out with the homies, or even with you. Hey, babe, you look amazing.
All right.
Those small little things like that goes long ways with a woman, right? Also, I think that as a man, we can buy flowers more, right? Find out what your woman is interested in, right? A lot of times we get involved in relationships, and like you said in the beginning, it's that honeymoon phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once that honeymoon phase in, we tend to start doing
Get
opposite
comfortable.
thing, right? We get comfortable, so we stop investing in learning this woman as far as what she likes. You know what I'm saying? Like what she needs mentally, physically, right? That's why I say 6% is men, because a lot of times men we don't know how to express emotions. So like I said, me and my woman, we talk all the time about these things, and we work out, and I'm open. I let her take the lead sometimes, right? So, and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, it's not just I'm the man, it's my household, and I'm gonna run it, and I'm gonna do it how I want to do it, right? A lot of times when a man approach a relationship that way, and treat a woman that way, the relationship's gonna go south, because she's a grown woman, and she wants respect as well.
I want you to take a crack at that.
Somebody got a cave, and that's why I think it should be the man, right? Because especially if you have daughters, you want your daughters to want to be with a man like dad, right?
Mhm.
And I know that sometimes you can be a great man and do all the right things, and sometimes it's hard to duplicate that. Damn, I mean, I think it's definitely hard to duplicate DJ Reloaded. Um, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, you definitely have to cave, and it's a give and take, right? I mean, at some point you're gonna want someone who's gonna cave to you, and you're gonna cave to them, right? So, in that regard, that's how I answer that question.
I think it's situational. I think like I say, if you learn to agree to disagree, but still work together, I think no one caves. I think you both cave. I think you both gotta just give up sometimes and just let it go.
I,
Start again.
but I mean, someone's caving. I also think that. I also think.
God damn it.
I also think around the household too, a man should step up and wash dishes, cook, clean,
Right.
give this woman a break. You
Yeah.
know,
It's not too many people out there that can do any of those.
that's what I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I mean, I think that a man should definitely, if his woman's washing dishes, get his hands wet, get in there with her, wash some dishes with her. Cook food, prep
Yeah,
food.
that's what I'm saying. Cooking, but that's in our era. Okay. Our grandmas and mamas taught us how to get in the kitchen. Okay. It's not the same anymore. Okay.
I mean that's a whole different conversation. That's on parenting, and you would have to take the fault and blame it as parents, right? So, but like I said, again, you have to be able to, because once you free your woman up as far as mentally, and you get that load off her, and y'all will have time to spend. She will appreciate and value you more. So when you say, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna go do A, B, and C," she's not already upset because she comes home to a dirty house and dishes everywhere, and she gets no help from you as a significant other.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot. I mean, and then loyalty, right? You have a lot of men out here nowadays that just willing to lay with anybody and disrespect his household. You have to protect your woman, your woman, and men. You have to understand, women are just as prideful as we are. So when you disrespecting your old lady by texting other females, good morning, and stuff like that, they take that the wrong way.
Of course.
Now on the woman side, right? Women, I think women need to pay more attention to their men, right?
Mhm.
Get involved in some of the hobbies that men have. If you got a man who play games, play a game of 2K with him. If you got a man who drinks or smoke, or like me being in the music, suggest a new sound to me, a new song to me. Let me know that you're involved. One thing I appreciate about my queen is she definitely support and push my ideals and my dreams.
Right.
And I'm always gonna salute her. I'm always gonna let her know I appreciate her. Because it's a support thing.
Mhm.
So I just think that, and also with women, if a man is trying to be an entrepreneur and he got his thing going on, if he's out late at night, put your insecurities to the side. If he didn't give you a reason to not trust him, you should trust him.
Mhm.
I mean, especially when you know that's how he's making the money to pay the bills and buy nice things for the household and even his lady.
Right.
So I had a friend who he does his thing, he travel, and a lot of times when he get involved in relationships, it end up going sour because women nag him and he just put his hands up because he don't want to deal with it.
Right.
So
True enough. True
you
enough.
know what you're getting into as a woman when you're getting involved with a man. Um, Also, women. Again, men are simple. I think men are simple, dumb creatures, right? I'm always gonna say this. As long as you feeding us, taking care of our needs at night, um, we're good, right? As men, I mean,
Don't say that because a lot of women get caught up in you saying stuff like that, and that eliminates all of those things you said prior to those statements
if
of
you if
playing the game of 2K with your dude, sitting back, smoking or drinking with your dude, getting into that eliminates that right there when you say, we simple. It's not so much simple. And that's what causes a lot of, friction in relationships is the mindset of the man is simple. Gotta stop saying that too.
It's what I mean by simple is it's not that difficult to figure out, right? Our needs, right? Like I said again, if I'm DJing and I'm always searching for music, if she's involved in what I'm doing, she may hear a song or heard a song and say, "Babe, have you heard that?" Most likely, I have, but I'm gonna say, "Thank you, babe." Right?
Right.
Appreciation go back and forth. So, at the end of the day, it is simple. At the end of the day, I feel like we have to definitely work together. So, what's up, Brian? I see you, boy. Um, like I said again, at the end of the day, it's a give and take. I think it's 60% the man fault that most relationships fall apart, and I give the 40% to the woman.
I agree. I feel about the same. I feel like, like I said, like I started the conversation with, I feel like the more you communicate with each other, the better you can understand each other. And when I say communicate, that's not screaming, yelling, fussing at each other, but actually sitting down and talking with each other. That's how you can find out a little bit of those things that you need to, you know, um, to actually help that woman or that man, you know, to,
I
to
want
go
you.
ways.
Can. You're a deep dude, so I want you to go a little bit deep into communication. You gotta give me a little bit more than communication. I
Yeah.
feel, I feel like you holding out on the block. That's just how I feel. I want you to dig a little deeper.
Well, you can't really dig deep in a relationship because if you think about it, like I say, communication ties everything you just said into one. Because if we want to talk about loving each other better, right? Yeah, we can do all of those small things, but where do most of problems in relationships happen?
I mean, it definitely communication, right? But there's also problems in support. And support could come from hell. There's dishes in the house. You've been home all day watching football, and she come home and those dishes still looking for, her, and you looking at her like, man, hey, that kitchen ain't gonna clean itself. I just
But
think, I just think. I mean, we
we,
live in a different
we
era,
got
right?
to teach if we got to teach grown men that you have to step up and do your part too, then there's a problem there. There's
Uh,
a problem. If we gotta sit here and say, hey man, you gotta wash dishes too and help your girl in the kitchen, you should be wanting to be in the kitchen with your girl and helping out.
I want to get to that, but I do want to answer this question.
Let me put it up there.
Can you be with someone who keeps talking up on that ex every conversation? No, you can't be.
No,
That means that man is not, he or she is not over that ex, and that he has a bond with her that he's afraid to admit. That goes back to a conversation I wanted to do as far as a lot of times people get out of a relationship and have soul ties, and something about that person who they probably broke up with, a part of them craves that individual. I'm not gonna say crave in a way that they want to be back with them, but they always reminisce on it, right?
mm,
But if they bring that individual up in a relationship that they with somebody, I say cut bait and run. How you feel about that?
me, I'm totally with you on that. You can't be with somebody who's talking up their ex because, like you said, they still have so much feelings for them that if they was if they talking them up around you and y'all supposed to be trying to work on something, imagine if that ex was to get him a call back and want to get something back. How quick would he or she drop you? Like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah. I mean, if I hear you bring up, if my woman bring up her ex, a part of me is already gone.
right.
You know what I mean?
You got problems.
Something about you, something about him, you thinking about him. I don't even think. I mean, how my mind works. I'm gonna think the worst, right? So if you tell me about your ex, I'm not gonna go through your phone because the truth always gonna reveal itself.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna feel some type of way. Now you done fractured the trust in our relationship, and that's big. It's as simple as moving on once you see there is no communication. Sometimes. But that's the issue, right? And that's why
Yeah, that's what
I,
I'm saying.
I mean, like when you putting yourself first in a relationship, you can't always put yourself first, and if the communication ain't there, you got to work on it, right?
Right.
And that takes effort on both parties. If you're not
Right.
willing to sacrifice the time and the energy, it's almost just like a job, right? If you're not willing to sacrifice that time and that energy to push each other to try, and you run by putting yourself first, and that relationship is dead.
Yeah, that relationship dead. Yeah, it ain't no point even being in that relationship because, like I like to say, when you're in a relationship, nobody's first. You know, you put each other first, and it's
Right,
with y'all and your family. It's not a me or you. And once it become me or you, then we no longer are family.
right,
So you know that relationship is dead at that point.
big time. I mean, you can't if you go into a relationship, you looking at it and you being selfish like that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, you might as well go ahead and just you never really loved that person
Right,
because if you love a person, you're willing to put that person before you.
right.
You know,
That's a fact.
is that's the sacrifice, and that's what it takes to really have a functional relationship. It's the sacrifices, and you're
Would you say that
sacrificing.
with your? Would you say the same thing with your 5-year-old child? Like, if there's no communication, you just gonna put yourself first? No, because you love that child more than yourself. So you're gonna put that child above you, and that's really put doing what's best for y'all. So, nah, I don't think you should. You know, put yourself first. Yeah, you know your worth, but you got to know what y'all work together.
I agree. I agree. I mean, definitely a kid. I mean, we all have. I have kids. I know you have kids, and sometimes your kids drive you crazy.
Right.
But out of love, you always are able to hold yourself back and
Hmm.
continue to push them, push the relationship with them to help them build and grow mentally, so they can see what's going on and correct their actions. So, um, unfortunately, I have to disagree with that one. You got to put yourself second in a relationship.
All right.
And so, like I said again, relationships to me are not hard, especially when you love a person.
Right.
Like I said again, as a man, you should definitely cook and clean. As a man, you sacrifice your time, and as a woman, you do the same thing.
Right.
You
Like I
know,
said, starts with communication, and you must do the things that you did in the beginning of the relationship. The reason you won that person over was because of those things that you were doing. So if you
right?
stop doing those things and you leave out communication, you have real problems, and there's no point in y'all even being in that relationship, to be honest.
I mean, I agree with this question here. I mean, like you're right. I mean, if you're putting in the energy and the effort, and you're not getting that back, then I understand you cutting bait, right? But you still have to put yourself second to be able to even see it, right? Man, if you put yourself second and you're just anticipating this person not moving or acting or trying, I mean, you already done made your mind up. You already ready to cut bait, and that's how I mean, like I look at that in both ways, right? If you're trying and they're not trying, and you're really putting your all into it because you love this person, and
You
they're
got
not,
to get out of there.
you got to cut bait. You got to cut bait.
I agree. You got to get out of there.
I you know I don't have a problem if the friend or ex is respectful. And do I have a relationship with this friend or ex? Now I'm not saying that you can go to this friend's house and kick it with him all night long.
Right.
I don't. Hell yeah. I mean, yes, I'm gonna have a problem with that because I'm not a fool, right? You put a woman and a man in the same space for long enough, some parts of the clothes coming off. So now I'm not with that. But if y'all text, hey, what's going on, sis? What's going on? I'm fine with that.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. But if
Agree.
it goes like you want to kick it with him, y'all want to go have drinks, nah, I'm all right with that. We gonna have drinks. It's just the same as Adam made a mistake and left Eve alone, right? And her not knowing the scriptures. she stumbled, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's vice versa. If I put my time and energy into a person, I'm not going to allow somebody else to make an investment as far as their time into my woman. No, negative ghostwriter can't happen.
Negative.
You want to answer that one?
Say if you try every avenue to try and get them back to where it once was, I'm saying the kid is different because the kid, someone person was already going through it. Yeah, I get it, but like I said before, man, if if you don't want to work on communication, if you can't start with communication, if the either party, if you're trying and that party not trying, then they basically telling you it's whatever. So it's time for you to make a decision.
Or even sit down and talk with somebody, right? A pastor, a professional, right? I mean, or a friend, right? Who's neutral, right? Um, I mean, like I said again, you got a relationship. Two people that have two different upbringings and two different mental makeups, right? Sometimes you may need a third party to intervene and hear both parties out. I think that'll probably be the last course of action to see if you can fix it. And see if the person can, because you never know. I mean, maybe a person grew up in a household where communication wasn't a thing. Mom and dad had a bad relationship, right? Now
Mhm,
they grew up, and that's what they're gonna reenact because that's what they seen when they was kids.
mhm.
So a lot of times people have issues as far as upbringing, and it's just like most men. Most men don't tell their homies I love you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not because we don't. It's just because that's we don't see that a lot. You know what I mean? Like men telling men I love you, and we don't reference that as they could be homosexuals or something like that.
True. True enough.
So, like I said again, man, it's relationships is a work in progress. I feel like both parties have to give men that whole thought process as we run the house, you do what I say. That is dead and gone.
Yeah, that should have never been a thought process. That's what I'm saying. If you didn't start the relationship like that, you shouldn't finish it like that.
I mean that's what happened though when most people get comfortable. The
It
man
does happen that way, though.
the
It do
man
happen
just the man just want to sit up, play video games. I mean, he can't be playing 2K because it's trash, but
that
playing video games
way.
and and neglecting his woman. So at the end of the day, we have to as men step up to the plate, hear our woman out, and be fair. Women, at the end of the day, vice versa, right? Pay attention to your man. Get involved in some of his hobbies, right? Support him if he has, goals outside of punching the clock for somebody else. Let him know, baby, you can do it. And that take a relationship it kicked it up a notch. If you go down every avenue,
That's
um,
what,
I think it's a dead relationship.
yeah.
It's either that person had already done checked out on you, and you just being a key sweat, and you just chasing them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be wasting your time, and then it's gonna
And
cost.
your feelings are going to be hurt
Right.
because the whole time you're going to be chasing and trying to make things better, and that person ain't going to do nothing but take boo boos on you. So I wouldn't I would get out of there quickly at that point.
I agree with that. I think that people do jump from relationship to relationship. I remember last time I got out of a relationship. I was devastated. I was devastated. I was broken. And I didn't jump back into a relationship. I kept on working, doing me. I partied, I mingled until I was ready. Until I was ready to commit and get back into that mindset of being involved with with one woman and supporting her ideals and bigging her up. So I agree with this one here. A lot of people do jump from relationship to relationship to relationship, and you still get that baggage from your previous relationship that you bring into your current relationship. It's just like I have a homeboy always saying a woman got to show me something, and I'm like, what do you want her to show you? Not watch him go from relationship to relationship to relationship. And as soon as he feel uncomfortable with a woman saying no to something, or it feels similar to what he went through, he bail. And he goes right back into the same situation, and he repeat himself instead of him just giving himself a timeout, do some soul searching to see if it's him. He continues to fall and stumble into relationship and after relationship.
But that's what I think too. A lot of people don't look into themselves and admit their faults and accept their faults, and then step into the role of trying to fix yourself.
Facts.
Instead of blaming the other person for the problems you're having.
Facts.
So that's why I think a lot of the problem is definitely in your own crap.
I also think you should court somebody for 6 months to almost a year, right? I mean, because you want to make sure you vet this person to see if they have that mental capacity to match where you're trying to go, right? I mean, especially if you're a person with a vision, man or woman, you don't want a person who ain't got a dream. And those are some of the topics and conversations that a lot of times we don't ask those questions. What do you see yourself short term, long term? You know what I mean? Because if a man don't have a plan or a goal, what make you think he got one for you? I mean, like I tell folks, a lot of times men are leeches. They'll drain the blood and energy out of a woman. And a lot of times, again, 6% that's on men. Because a lot of times we ain't serious. We just looking to see what we can get. Vice versa, women do it too, right? I'm not here trying to be what's your boy name? Jackson. I'm not trying to be him tonight. But what I'm saying is a lot of times men, we bring a lot of BS to a woman. Yeah, a woman gonna get you out of some food. Yeah, she gonna get you out a little money. But at the end of the day, if she's serious, a lot of times we playing.
But I think a lot of times people go into those situations playing on both ends. So that's why you gotta take each other serious.
But that's why you gotta approach it being real. When I was single, I let a person tell me exactly who they are, right? And I believe them, right?
All right.
And then once I know where they're trying to go, I'm cool with that, right? Or if I know that I'm just having fun, I'm just having fun. I'm not looking for nothing serious, right? I'm not trying to be involved with you and lead you on to make you feel like there's something there. I'm not gonna play those games with you,
right?
But like I said again, communication, commitment, loyalty, respect, complimenting your woman, and really stepping up to the plate to be a man, and vice versa to the woman. So, and if you got to
impress the woman the same way you was trying to do from the beginning.
Well, if you got an ex, I mean, he, like I said again, he has to. It's either that you still want that ex, or like one, like the question: if you got an ex that you always bringing up, you're not happy because you're still on your ex. You ain't give yourself enough time to heal. And I think sometimes as people, we have to be real enough to say, you know what, hey, I don't want to do this right now. my mind and my heart, I know I'm not gonna be able to commit to you. It may hurt somebody's feelings, but being real is always better than being fake. So yeah, like I said again, it's just how you take it. It's how you look at it. It's hard for some men to be submissive to their woman, and I'm not saying it's submissive in a way where she tell you go cook and clean, you go, you know what I mean, and wash some dishes.
Man, gotta stop trying to be so hard all the time.
Right. It's nothing wrong with a man being able to say, babe, I got these dishes. Go lay down.
Right.
That don't make you a punk. That don't make you less of a man.
Correct. That's a fact.
That make you a man that want to have a clean house, and you want to make sure your woman ain't tired because she had a long day from work because they don't stress her out too.
Right. That's a fact.
Take it from your boy DJ Reloaded, aka Dr. Love. Take it from ain't nothing wrong with rubbing your old lady feet when she come home from work. She like a certain type of food, surprise her with it.
Right.
I mean that'll get you long ways. So you roll over middle of the night, you want that cutty, she gonna give it to you because you know what? She knows she can't replace you.
True. All right. Signing off.
This is your boy DJ Reloaded.
We need y'all to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video to all your friends, families, invite them to the group, get more involved with the topics, put some topics out there. We'll look into it. We'll definitely try to do a video on them. We love the comments tonight. We love all the people that got involved. Shout out to y'all. Salute to y'all. It's your boy 305 Kane signing out.
Peace.
Like Martin, nigga. Peace.